Hello, everybody. Welcome to Critical Beauty Salon. Today we have 4 guests, and we're going to be talking about the new requirement updates of Miss Universe organization. So if you haven't even heard yet, Miss Universe will soon be accepting women who are or who have been married and women who are pregnant or have children. So either you love it or you hate it. So basically, I invited all my lovely guests so we can talk about the pros and the cons of these changes. So which is 15 minutes or so. And then we have Sabrina Solomon, my good friend from Singapore. We have Brian Javier, and of course, Hector Joaquin. So we're just waiting for people to come in. I think I see Sabrina right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post your comments in the chat box below, and I'll be more than happy to read them and address them to the public. So, all right, let's admit Sabrina. This is going to be very interesting because it's the first time I'm going to be meeting Sabrina virtually, and we've been Facebook friends for like God knows how many. And she's logging on. I hope the connection is okay, Sabrina in Singapore. William Prendiz de Jurado, the world's biggest Miss Universe pageant fan, is joining us in the chat room. Let's say hi to William. Sabrina, can you hear me? All right. Okay, I've just submitted you. Great. I can't see you though. Sabrina says, okay. No, I can't. I can't see you. I can't see you either. Uh-oh. I thought this is the first time. Okay, so there you go. Hi. Okay, I can't, I can't hear you. I can't. Okay, so we're just trying to fix these irregularities, technicalities. Okay, unmute yourself. Now, say something. This is what we call progress. Brian, Brian, you need to enter the room. You need to enter the room. So you're not the only one who's having difficulties. Brian is also having some issues. Come on, people. This is the Zoom generation. You guys should be experts already. Okay. See, check your audio because I can't hear anything. All right. So still nothing. I can't hear anything. All right, so while we're waiting for the other guys to join in, what do you think of these requirement updates? Do you agree with them? Do you agree with them? Do you think it's a good idea for women who are pregnant or women who have children? What are there any consequences sequences. So I think it's going to be very, very interesting. So, 1 second. All right. Okay, I'm going to admit Brian, because it's right there. All right. Hey, Brian.
Hi, can you hear me good? Or what?
I can hear you perfectly,
Okay.
but I can't hear Sabrina.
I know, yeah, she's been muted for a minute. She's on mute, it says.
Sabrina is having. I know. She's now on mute. No, Hector is texting me saying it's the incorrect passcode. No, it's the correct passcode. Okay,
Yeah, I was having trouble. I was having trouble getting in too.
Now he's being able to. Okay, he's in. Let me admit him. Sorry, guys. Things like these happen unexpectedly, beyond our control. Life is not meant to be wonderful.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Poor Sabrina.
Sabrina, try leaving and coming back in.
Yeah, log off and log back in. And check your audio too. Check your audio software. Okay, so as we're waiting for Hector to show up. And hola, mi amor, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Hola, Brian. Hola, Rafa.
Hola,
How are you?
It's so hot. Hace mucho calor aquí en Boston. Es casi 85 degrees.
Oh, Dios.
Es el infierno.
Wow.
It's probably hotter in Las Vegas, Brian, right? It's 110 somewhere, right? Yeah.
In Vegas, it was 100. Yeah, it was 110 the other day, but it's starting to cool down. Thank God.
Okay.
So we're just missing Peter. I do apologize to Peter because I think I miscalculated the daylight savings time, because when I look at my iPhone, clock icon says, because usually I use the 12-hour difference between Boston and Manila, which is like 12 hours difference. And then Sydney is 2 hours between Manila and Sydney. So that would make it 9:09, right? But I thought Sydney still observes daylight savings time. I don't know. So let's readmit Sabrina. So yes, I do apologize. So hopefully Peter will make it soon.
Peter needs to hurry up because he's gonna leave me over here defending myself all alone. I'll be eaten alive.
Well,
now can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Finally.
Yay!
Finally. Woo-hoo, there is a God. Okay, but we can't see you. Hector, what happened to you?
You can't see me?
We cannot see you.
Okay, this is so strange because I just used Zoom just a few days ago.
Yeah. Isn't it fabulous?
Okay.
There you go.
There we
go. Okay.
Okay. So you want to adjust because your face is too close to the screen?
Okay.
Fabulous. Did you just wake up? Because what time is it in Singapore? It's like 7?
It's at 7 a.m. At 7:10.
7:10. Have you had your breakfast yet? Or is it too
No,
early?
I just woke up and put on some makeup and the sun isn't out yet.
Okay, fun facts.
Okay.
Sabrina and I have been for years or something. Like we've been like corresponding with each other online and stuff and everything. But this is the first time that you and I have met virtually.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So I haven't been we haven't actually like seen each other in person and whatnot. So when I was in the Philippines for Miss Universe 2016, you requested that I get you some Miss Universe stuff, like the P Awards back. What did I get you? What did you, a bear? Like
the band and
like
the program book. Yeah, the band and the program
That's
book.
right. Do you still have them?
I do.
I do.
It's safely tucked away. How can I give them away? That was very
right.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. I always keep all my Miss Universe memorabilia. Not only Miss Universe, but also all the other pageants that I've attended. Brian, what about you? Do you have any pageant memorabilia that you cherish?
I do. I actually have the first Miss USA under Crystle Stewart. They had the little crate with a crown, and oddly enough, Chesley's program book. You know, she was on the cover. I have that. From Israel, I got a bunch of stuff because I wanted to make my money's worth since I'd spent so much money. So I have a bunch of stuff from Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't think so. I don't think I got anything. When in 2019, when we went, we didn't get anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall them selling anything.
I got something. Well, I saved the ticket stub. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably have that somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always.
You guys are lucky. You at least got to watch Miss Universe live. I've yet to watch it live.
I'm sure you'll have the opportunity soon.
Yeah, that's the problem because they never show live Miss Universe pageants in Singapore.
Oh no! What I mean is on at the venue itself.
Oh, the venue itself.
Live. Yeah.
But of course, we know the Miss Universe was held in Singapore back in 1987, correct?
Yeah, I think I was like way too young, and they had some age restrictions. Like you had to be above 12 or something to be there.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Well, I'm sure Miss Universe will be coming back to Asia very soon, so
right.
You'll be pretty close to get to see.
Okay, so while we're waiting for the two guys, Hector, I don't know what happened to Hector. Maybe he went to the bathroom. I don't know. Just take a dump. I don't know. Peter is almost home. He just texted me. So while waiting for them, I'm just reading some of the notes in the chat box. People's William Prendiz de Jurado. I don't know if you guys know him. William Prendiz de Jurado is the world's literally biggest Miss Universe fan. He owns the original trophy that the first Miss Universe, Army Casella, had. For some reason he got it from an auction sale, and that's one of his treasures. So he has a huge Miss Universe memorabilia, and I believe he also has somebody's swimsuit from the 1950s or something. Yeah. So okay.
That's dedication.
All right, Hector is back.
Hector's in.
Hector, please unmute yourself.
Hello, Sabrina.
Hello, Hector.
Okay. Ooh, all right. So we're Peter is home, so let's admit him finally. I hope he didn't get attacked by some wild, crazy wallaby. So anyway, somebody says for me, we have some Indonesian fans. Haryo says, hello, how y'all doing? Brian, do you know Julian Malera? Julian,
Maybe.
Hi Julian. Julian is Brian's partner. He's saying, you look stunning, Brian, like always, 3 hearts. Send you all the love, people, says Brian. Haryo says, let's discuss about Andre Sleigh resigning from Miss Supranational organization. Did you guys know he resigned, or maybe he was fired? So what do you think? I have no clue. I have no idea why he quit or why he's no longer working for Miss Supranational.
Oh, look who's here.
Peter, darling. Mwah.
Hello, Peter. I'm here.
Hi, Sabrina. Thank God for a female.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Or for men who identify as women. Yes.
Right. I just think there are far too many dicks in this conversation. It's time we had a female come on board.
Yay for the uterus.
Yeah.
I am an ally.
That's great.
And
Well,
for the
before-
record, Rafa, do you want to tell everybody why I'm late?
Okay, yeah, I did earlier before you shut. So again, I apologize.
Right,
I thought literally it was 10 o'clock a.m. in Sydney because I think I screwed up with the daylight saving time. Do you guys still celebrate daylight savings time?
The Eastern Seaboard do.
Okay, I think, yeah, because when I look at my iPhone, it says, I thought 10 o'clock, but I don't know, so, okay. So next time I will believe you. So I do apologize. And anyway, this is going to be recorded anyway. So people who are missing the first hour is going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So
yeah, I had to put on my beanie because I had no time to do my hair.
Oh,
that's fine. You know what? I'm actually wearing digital sunglasses. This is filtered.
Really? We didn't notice.
wow.
This is filtered.
Wow, that's amazing.
What a reveal.
It's weird. Every time we have a group chat, it always happens a day after I have my skin laser resurfacing. I don't understand. So that's why my face is red, and I have to put some light foundation to cover, the obvious red marks and stuff and everything. But my eyes are still red, so I have to put these visual I didn't want to wear my regular sunglasses because it catches the reflection of my wing light, so I prefer visual. Cool. Thank God for technology. Anyway, so we don't know why Andre Sleigh left Miss Supranational. Do we really care? Do you care, Brian? Do you care, Hector? Do you care, Peter?
No, who cares? Who cares?
Nobody cares.
Maybe Deadlift can hire him, maybe.
Well, a little birdie told me that now that Andre is gone, Gerhard, the president of Miss Supranational, actually offered Pawi of Missology the job, full-time job. Well-paid job, but the problem is he has to stay in Poland at least for 2 years. And in not only in Poland, but specifically in Malopolska, where the pageants be held. So that's what I heard. I don't know if he has made up his mind. And not only that, but should he work for Miss Supranational, he needs to distance himself from Missology.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Ever again, which is sad because that's his baby. He basically made Missology famous because of him. So anyway, we wish you the best of luck both for Andre Sleigh and also for. Okay, let's get to business. As you know, the Miss Universe. You know what? I would like to thank Hector because he sent me the screenshot of the letter that Miss Universe CEO Amy Emmerich has sent to all the national directors. If he hadn't sent that, I would not have known about the situation. So thank you, Hector. And that's what I ended up publishing on my Instagram, Critical Media Official. Anyway, according to the letter, let me just read some of the main points of the letter. It says, effective in 2023, MUO will accept women who are or who have been married and women who are pregnant or have children. According to Ms. Emmerich, well, actually, this is all in conjunction with the surveys that the organization had sent. I know you guys subscribe to the Miss Universe newsletter, correct? I do. I did receive the survey, but I could care less. I did not even bother responding, doing the survey. Did you guys do the survey?
No.
Yes.
Did you care? Did you?
No.
Yes.
I'm part of the change.
You're part of the change. Well, no.
And thank you, Brian.
Either
Thank
you are
you.
or you're for the change. You still have to, do the survey anyway. So the letter also says, and I quote, "We all believe women should have agency over their lives, that a human's personal decisions should not be a barrier to their success, and recent data shows the average age of marriage for women and first-time pregnancy globally begins at 21. So I tried to do some research. I really don't know where she got this data from, but most of the sites that I visited most of them say that the average age of marriage for women is actually between somewhere to 20 to 22. So in a way, I kind of sort of believe her. The letter also says that despite the difference in our cultures and beliefs, this allows all women to put their fate in their own hands, and we will accommodate whoever is Miss Universe accordingly. That's what the content of the letter is.
If you guys see me looking down, I'm just writing notes from what you're saying. because I don't want to miss any points. I want to be able to defend ourselves as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. William responding according to my comment about the trophy of the first Miss Universe from Finland. He said, I didn't steal that trophy. It was a gift from Miss Universe 1955. He'll have you wrong bit from Finland. Sorry, William. Sorry. Forgive me. Countryside Life and Garden says, I know you're going to do this conversation. I've been waiting for this from you and the sovereign, but the sovereign always comes late. Oh, well, that's her problem. Okay, so anyway. All right, so you know what? Okay, let's start talking. Peter, I want to ask you first. So what was your initial reaction when you found out about this letter?
Well, my initial reaction is, firstly, I don't understand. I don't understand why we even why there's even a need to have a discussion like this in 2022. But here we are. So, looking at it, my initial reaction to is I don't understand why we're talking about it. Secondly, it does come across as a bit of it reeks of symbolism and tokenism, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. Right. Secondly, I do understand that a lot of people out there in pageant world don't live in the real world, but for those who do, they'll realize that pageants will probably be dead in the water in a few years if they don't change. Pageants need to keep up with the changing societal values to stay relevant. And guess what? Miss Universe is now doing what a lot of corporations and organizations have been doing for decades. And that is to not discriminate against mothers and married women, when employing someone in for a job. So, what gets up my grill is that there seems to be this archaic concept that the moment a woman brings a man into her life, gets married or has children, that her ability to do things diminishes. So I don't know what it is like in other countries. I work in recruitment, and you are not allowed to discriminate against someone because they're married or they're a mother. Right? It doesn't affect your skill set. And it's 2022. Organizations, corporations, and companies are actually now understanding that we need to set up our people and our employees up for success, and that we need to be able to give them the resources and the support to become and to succeed. So, we're now introducing leave. We're introducing ergonomic equipment. We're introducing childcare services in the workplace. I don't understand why people are so upset that Miss Universe can't do the same thing. The panel, the management, the leadership group in Miss Universe, they're all women. They all know what it's like. So I do not accept it. I reject the premise of a lot of men who could say, oh, well, what about all the scheduling and all, what about the workload? Deshauna Barber coming out publicly and saying things like, well, I don't know how a woman could kind of deal with with the hectic schedule. I'm pretty sure the organization's going to make allowances for that, especially as a lot of the women out there, who are in the organization are also mothers. So if they can make it work for them, I don't understand where Deshauna's coming from. This world should not be exclusive to the world of single women, because single women, who's to say that mothers and wives are not capable of doing what these single women, are asked to do? It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's where I come from. End of rant.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's the
No, actually, I've got a few more to go, but we've got an hour. So I'm saving the rest for later. Yeah, but it really got up my grill, and it really annoys me that we are still having an archaic conversation like this in 2022.
Okay, so I think Hector, you disapprove of these changes, correct? Or are you on the fence?
Well, honestly, I'm going to take a lapsus about this topic because I'm just want to wait for the national directors meeting in the next Miss Universe, because we know that they change everything right now, but we don't know what is the deep information about the limit age, about other topics around this. new rules or norms or whatever you want to name, you know. But
It seems
honestly,
incomplete.
I don't think, I'm not happy with the news. Honestly, I'm not happy, but I want to be more open to understand the topic and to understand everything about this. And maybe I can change my opinion. But right now, honestly, I'm in shock. You know, when I received the email, I just call you because I was read and I was like, and I remember like 2 years ago, I was with my ex-boss that left, and left told me the same thing. He said to me one day, he said, Hector, I just want to change all the rules for Miss Intercontinental. I want to change that married woman, woman with child can compete in the pageant. And I was like, and then you see this from Miss Universe, you know, I don't know, I'm just a little bit confused. That's it.
Okay.
But I'm open to understand in the path, you know, in the way to see what is going to be the real Miss Universe, you know.
Okay. All right. Now, Sabrina, you have quite a very strong opinion about these
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Fire
do.
away, darling.
Yes, she does. I love it.
No, I just feel that Miss Universe represents something special to most of us who are growing up. And what, like Peter said, it's like, you know, if you're talking about an organization that allows anyone to join or anyone to come into the workforce, it's a different thing. Miss Universe is very specific and very targeted to a specific audience. And for them to completely like bring in married women or women who are pregnant and all this, it just means the death of Miss Universe. How can a married woman have a title of Miss Universe? You know what I mean? So it's either they're going to like cancel the whole pageant and rebrand it as another name, then it would make sense. And I would personally think that if they were to go into that direction, I'd rather they just shut down Miss Universe or sell off the pageant to an Asian or like Latin American owner, and then come up with a completely new concept for them. Then it would really make sense to have all these women come in. Otherwise, it's like, if you could have an 18-year-old girl competing with, let's say, a 28-year-old woman who's like heavily pregnant, how in a swimsuit competition? Like, how does that work?
Who's gonna win,
how
right?
does the like how does the swimsuit, evening gown, interview, the basic of Miss Universe going to work if you're going to bring all these different people in? It just didn't make any sense to me. And I just feel that all this is just to get people talking and get Miss Universe in the news. It's not so much of making a change. It's just to like, you know, okay, since everyone's talking about woke culture and like, you know, a woman's rights and this and that, and then you're bringing all these things, but it just doesn't work.
Honestly, who wants to see a pregnant woman parading swims on stage about to give birth? Raise your hand.
Exactly. I mean, if you're
Firstly,
maybe like
I don't know any woman who's about to give birth and get into her bikini and get on
That's about to
stage.
happen
Yeah,
next
It's
year.
just like
there
when
are.
we in a workplace, when you're about to give birth, this is where you go on leave.
Yes.
So I think we need to be careful about going into extremes. You know, it's like, yeah, we are going to be allowing mothers to come in here, but come on, let's be realistic. If you're about to give birth, nobody in their right mind is going to go on an international stage knowing that they're about to pop in their bikini. I don't understand that. So I don't understand that line of argument, that level of extremism. But anyway, continue.
That's
Yeah,
why
I do.
earlier I said that there's like a lack of information.
Yes.
I feel like the information isn't complete because I could see how we could let pregnant women compete, you know, if they're in the early stages of being pregnant. Like example, Jules Silver in 2009, she was just, you know, noticing that she was pregnant, so she could still compete.
Right.
And also like if the winner were to be pregnant, then I would get it. I would be like, okay, so yeah, she can, you know, she can be pregnant during her reign. Like that's cool.
Mhm.
But I think like when we look later in a few months, when Miss Universe actually has like more information about what they're talking about, it'll probably be like, okay, so if you're actually like, you're about to pop, or if you're showing, then you probably, it's not the best in your interest to be competing on stage, I think. I hope.
All right. Okay. That's fine. Not only Deshauna Barber, Miss USA 2016 is against these changes. Miss Universe 1996, Alicia Machado also protested these changes. And I just want to read what she said. This is translation from Spanish to English. And I quote, "If a married woman wins, let's see if the husband stays. And if she's pregnant and gives birth during her reign, who will take care of the baby? And she will need at least 3 months to recuperate." Okay. I think this obsession with inclusion is undermining certain concept of the pageant. She's absolutely correct. This, ironically, by the way, Alicia Machado won Miss Universe when Trump was the owner. If Trump heard what she said, they would be the best of friends.
Correct.
I thought that was funny.
She's probably never met a working mother in her life, and that's okay. I mean, that's her reality.
Well, no, she has two children. And she is a working mother right now.
Yes.
So
right, so she should know better.
Right.
Rafa, earlier you skipped me, and I wanted to tell you my initial reaction. I'll make it really short. When I initially read it, I was confused. And I could probably say that I have the same reaction as Sabrina, as Hector, as you. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, this doesn't even make sense. But as it marinated with me and I read people's comments, I kept reading negative comments and they didn't make sense to me. It wasn't an opinion that I shared. And that's when I feel like my opinion started shaping out to be something else. When I like to play devil's advocate, and I played devil's advocate, and I looked at both sides, and I was like, okay, this makes more sense. There's still, the information's not complete, but this is what makes more sense. And that's why I agree with having them on board. And I just read a comment on the chat. Someone just wrote that the national director of Miss Universe Puerto Rico said that she will allow a contestant that has been pregnant to compete. So not necessarily one that is currently pregnant, and that's maybe what the letter is referring to. If you have been pregnant before, you weren't allowed to compete. If you were pregnant before, now you are allowed to compete. It doesn't maybe necessarily refer to you being on stage pregnant with a big belly.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
And I think that's where people aren't analyzing enough to understand what maybe are interpreting what the Miss Universe organization actually means by this.
I think it's human nature for people to go and have a look at the worst case scenario and jump into extremes.
Oh, it happened to me.
So, that's completely normal. And I understand where Sabrina, Rafa, where you would think that and where you come from. But I think when you kind of step back and you look at the real world and how it actually operates, I think actually a lot of pregnant, the heavily pregnant women probably wouldn't want to be on stage when they're at that. But you know what? That's completely normal.
Yeah, but we don't want to see that type of situation in a woman. Like, I don't want to see pregnant women. Honestly, for me, it's a big turn off. That's what I'm saying. Like Sabrina said earlier, Miss Universe was created to target a specific audience, preferably maybe the gay male audience.
Correct.
Not anymore.
Audience.
Not anymore.
Well, you know what? But they're losing a big chunk of their market if they continue with
Rafa, but that's why they're trying to move. I feel like that's what I was writing earlier.
No. They're trying to move because they have a political agenda. And I'm going to tell you why this is a bad move. Maybe from a business perspective, it will attract more potential applicants. More potential applicants obviously means more money and free publicity. Imagine all these freaks applying for these to enter Miss Universe, and they're going to spread the message to everybody. Free publicity. Miss Universe now welcomes pregnant women and all the other crazy stuff and everything. So that's the business perspective. Second, the political aspect. Okay, the CEO, Amy Emmerich, she's a left-wing feminist who votes Democrat. So she's basically imposing her leftist woke agenda on the national directors and the potential contestants, some of whom do not like the changes, but eventually will be forced to accept them or relinquish the pageant. And if they don't disagree, they're going to be bullied to death by this leftist woke mob. Third, the legal aspect, the legal perspective. Miss Universe organization is now actually being sued by feminists who claim that the current requirements discriminate against unmarried women who are single and or divorced and have children. That was the situation exactly like with Miss France. Remember, Miss France was forced to change its rules because feminist organizations in France think it's discrimination against unmarried women. And anyone who's above 5 feet, anyone who's below 5'7", which is usually the minimum height requirement.
Yeah.
So yeah, Miss Universe, I understand, is private organizations, so they can create their own rules, which is fine. But nobody has to like all these rules, and that's what we're discussing right now.
I'm not saying
Rafa,
that
you're such a snowflake
right now.
No.
Your points that you just said right now, I don't think they're not
I'm
valid.
melting.
No, I think the thing is, who's going to watch the pageant? Ultimately, who's the audience?
Not me. I'm going to International right now.
No, it's like ever since I was young.
Is the new Miss Universe, people.
No, ever since I was young, like, you don't really meet people who love Miss Universe as much as me. It's only a few of my family members that watch. It's like become a family thing. And then like friends like you and, just a very limited pool. Even in my workplace, nobody even cares who's Miss Universe. So how would a married or pregnant or someone who has a child who comes in, how is it going to increase audience? Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Nobody cares. When I was a little boy, I used to line up my Barbie dolls and pretend that they were Miss Universe contestants. There were no pregnant Barbie dolls, okay? There were no pregnant Barbie dolls. They were all tall, slim, 36, 24, 36, young, gorgeous and stuff and everything. I would dress them up. I cannot, in my right mind, conceive a Miss Universe who is pregnant, 3 months, 4 months, I don't care, tagging along her quintuplets every time she travels or every time she boards the plane, okay? And then what? Pissing off her husband, waiting for the entire year for her not being able to provide him with some affection and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, and they call us leftist snowflakes.
But where's the glamour? Where's the fantasy?
Sabrina, that's over, baby. That's over.
We are see like a normal person there. I'd rather go down the street and I can see normal people everywhere. I mean, it's like the whole, Miss Universe, the first time I watched Miss Universe, I think was way back. It was when Barbara Palacios Day won, and we were like, oh my God. I mean, look at her. I mean, like a young woman with all these ideals and career moves. So it brings that. So I rather Miss Universe target the young people, like what Harnaaz is doing with all her activists, and get them to watch Miss Universe. I mean, if you get someone who's married, do you think the married women really care? None of the married women I know care.
That's not going to happen. No young people are watching Miss Universe. This is a step of them trying to gain an audience that they don't have. Younger people don't watch Miss Universe. They don't care about Miss Universe. So who are the people that care about Miss Universe? Us. We're the ones that are getting... We're getting older. We still watch the pageant. We still and this is just it looks like, if I understand what you guys are saying, it looks like a desperate attempt from them of trying to grab that new audience. It's not necessarily working, clearly. I don't think it'll work.
Miss Universe organization, they need to realize that virtually half of their audience are from Asia and from Latin America. How many of these countries realistically speaking, are ready to accept these changes? I cannot see the Philippines accepting this.
Based on the comments,
I cannot see Thailand. I cannot see Thailand or even Korea or Japan or whatever. So it's going to be a huge challenge for Emmerich and her ilk to promote these changes in these requirements. So, anywho, a comment from one of my Instagram followers. Finally, Rafa, people with common sense. Now you know why Miss USA parted ways with the Miss Universe organization. Miss Universe is getting too much Democrat Party propaganda. And I agree. Another follower from Instagram wrote, I think this is one of our best comments. Jocelyn, I love Jocelyn because she posts all these amazing comments. Jocelyn says, yeah, let's just toss aside the words criteria, qualifications, and standards. Let everybody join so there are no hurt feelings. Next thing I want to see is the removal of weight divisions in boxing. Next, I want all Olympic sports to accommodate clumsy old me because I want a shot at a medal too. Yeah, let's make room for everybody because we all deserve a trophy.
No, but I have
Well,
one
that was
question.
an intelligent comment, wasn't it? Okay.
Wait, I've got one question. What about age? Why is it always
Right.
targeted
The
to
Miss
married
Universe still
women and
discriminates
pregnant
against
women?
women younger than
That's a
28.
good question, Serena. What about age? Absolutely.
I mean,
When
at
when
my
Are we
age, I
saying that
find it,
younger
yeah.
people in a beauty pageant with what they're expected to do are more capable of doing those roles and those duties compared to someone that's, God forbid, older?
Yeah, I mean, like a woman in the 30s, I think would be, I mean, like in Asia, they look 20, right?
Correct.
So
Which
Age
kind of
is
brings
not
back to your first comment too. It's like, you know what, an 18-year-old competing against a 20-year-old who's got more life experience. Forget about them being married or being a mother. They're not in an equal playing, playing
Right,
field or
exactly.
level
I agree.
anyway. So we already have that inequity as is. So I don't really see there's going to be much of a difference when when we do introduce mothers and wives into the competition. We already have that inequity anyway.
Well,
yeah, but
that's the logic. There's a reason why there are pageants that cater to specific age groups. And there are pageant systems out there in the world that have certain age divisions because they realize that it's not fair for a 17-year-old teenager to be competing with a 45-year-old woman with kids. There's just no way a 45-year-old woman can I guess win over a 17-year-old if the judges prefer the younger girl. So yeah, or vice versa. So there's no way. So what's going to be the future of those pageant systems that have specific age divisions? Do they think that Miss Universe is going to be a threat to them? Is Miss Universe going to possibly kill their business? Because now that Miss Universe will be accepting other age groups and other situational requirements and whatnot, married, divorced, pregnant, whatever. So yeah, so it's going to be very interesting how this whole situation plays out. Okay.
I think it will probably generate some interest for a while, and then it will be back to square one. It will just die off. That's what I feel. Because if they don't address the other things like the production, the travels, the other things that surround the Miss Universe pageant itself, all this woke culture and okay, let's change this and that, it won't last. It's not something, it's just like a CEO coming into a company. The first instinct is, oh, I want to change this, I want to change that, because they want to make their presence known in that sense. But after a few years, you see they leave and then things keep hanging there and then another person comes in. So I think that's how it's going to be. It won't sustain for the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is just a publicity stunt, in my opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. That's it. It's not going to be universally accepted. I don't think so. People are going to be missing the traditional elements of the pageant. They will be switching. They will be following Miss International and Miss Supranational, because those two pageants are resembling more and more Miss Universe in the olden days. So so people are missing all the glamour. I just cannot see, the brand, the Miss Universe brand has just been destroyed by all these unnecessary, stupid changes. Really, I mean, to be honest, just leave. Why can't they just leave things as they've always been? By the way, that was one of the comments. That was one of the comments by another guy who opposes the changes. The guy who trained Miss Universe, Lupita Jones from Mexico. His name is Gus Castaneda. I have it in my notes. Oh, okay, here it is. Says, he wrote a letter to the Miss Universe organization. He said, "Dear Miss Universe pageant, why are you changing the rules of international pageantry? What you are doing is not innovative, inclusionary, or revolutionary. The word Miss refers to single, young, unmarried women. So are you willing to change the name to Ms. with an MS Universe or Mrs. Universe?" This is so ridiculous to even think about. There are already trans pageants all over. Why are you allowing and promoting naturally males to compete with natural women? Most fans, primarily gay men, do not accept this at all. And you know what? That's right. Being Latino, we know that, Brian. We know, Hector. A lot of gay Latinos do not accept transsexuals. The idea of having transnational pageants in mainstream pageants. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I cannot believe that people are saying this out loud and putting this on paper and actually thinking that what they're saying is acceptable.
Well, it's an opinion. It's his opinion. As much as you have your opinion. Why is it not acceptable? It's acceptable to probably 45% of the world's entire population.
You know,
to me,
I guess
it feels like we're forgetting when we as gay men are discriminated or were discriminated and still are. So it makes me feel like why are we not considering that? Because maybe we weren't that discriminated growing up now. But that's thanks to the evolution of everything that's been happening.
Are they saying that gay men have a very short memory?
That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. When comments like that are written online, that's what it seems like. Like we have a very short memory.
Okay, let me continue with this letter.
We're finding Dory around here.
The rest of the letter says, what you are doing is slowly killing your brand out of existence in a few years. I hope Miss World does not jump on this asinine bandwagon of yours and just leave their pageant, a true pageant as it's always been. So there, Gus Castaneda. Yeah, I mean, makes sense.
Oh.
So,
look, honestly, I feel like people and pageant fans in general are just holding on to this image and this nostalgia of what Miss Universe was. Miss Universe was about glamour, was about you winning the title. It was about celebrity status. It hasn't been like that for years. That's the reality.
Well, you know what? This nostalgia is working perfectly well with Miss Grand International and Miss Supranational. That's where they're attracting a lot of followers. Right?
That's up for Miss Grand to do, but Miss Universe isn't about that. Like people talk about, like Sabrina earlier, you said, oh, like how is a Miss Universe gonna go, like, you know, and do this and do that with a bunch of kids? But what does she do? What does Miss Universe do? What has Miss Universe done in the last 4 or 5 years?
Correct.
That is where they need to improve.
Right.
That is what I feel
But
is
it's not happening.
But the market and the demand isn't there anymore. So, you know, they don't have the superstar status that they once had in the 90s and the early 2000s. That is gone. The reality is, in the modern world, in this day and age, not a lot of people take beauty queens seriously.
So
Nobody
how would these
pays
married
attention
and mothers
to
come in
pageant.
and then be Miss Universe, and how would that like make people suddenly go, oh wow?
Because you see a woman that's standing there, that is a woman, that has a job, that now is Miss Universe, that probably has studied, that has done this, that, the other thing. That is impressive to me. Seeing,
I agree.
like, to me, moms are
a woman
women
who can be everything and who is keeping her shit together. You know, she's got children, she's got a job, she can keep a family. I find that so inspirational. You know, that to me is what a balanced and a strong woman is.
Let me ask you, Peter, do you know any current Mrs. title holder who shares the same load of responsibilities and a stressful travel schedule as the current Miss Universe has?
What stressful travel schedule?
So you don't think Harnaaz has a stressful traveling schedule?
No.
You know what?
No, I
don't think so
her.
either. I don't think
Regardless
so either.
of whether she travels or not, she still has a lot of responsibilities, which would have been hampered if she had a child. Or if
are you saying then that a woman's ability is diminished because she's had a child?
Yes, YES.
Why? Explain yourself.
Why?
How in the world could you possibly travel around the world, tagging along your twin couplet?
Women have been doing this for years.
Okay, so do you think Miss Universe organization will be hiring a nanny or nannies?
Of course.
Why not?
Really?
They have the money. Why not?
So a daycare center.
Absolutely. Google do it. Yahoo do it. Companies do it where they have nannies, childcare, and in fact, more companies should be doing this because there's a lot of talent out there and a lot of people can contribute to the success of a business who are hindered because they're not giving the resources to succeed.
Actually, that's not necessarily true because not all companies necessarily succeed or get profit because of these changes, so to speak.
We are losing a lot of intelligence and talent because companies do not give this kind of support to women who have children. there's a lot of untapped talent over there that we could definitely make use of and take advantage
Peter,
of
you know what's funny?
just by investing.
You know what's funny? If the tables were reversed and this was a man traveling for business or for his job, it would be applauded. It would be okay.
Correct. Exactly. I was like, oh, you know what? What about absent fathers? Is that acceptable?
A man can do it, but a woman can't. That it just doesn't make sense.
So why is
Like,
it okay for a man not to spend enough time with their children? Go
Well,
and be,
that's not
put
okay.
money to do.
That's not okay.
Correct.
So that's double
Exactly.
standard. That's double standard.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's double standard. But society, correct, Brian. Absolutely right. If it was a man doing the same thing, doesn't matter what his marital status was.
I live in Vegas. I see men here all the time without their families on business. And that's okay. That's applauded. So why can't a woman do the same thing?
Absolutely.
It makes
And
no
I
sense.
think-
What
And
about their
everyone
children?
was quiet. Everyone was quiet. So you know that has some type
Yeah,
of
but
substance.
I mean, in the real world, yes. But the thing is, that's why I said if Miss Universe were to introduce this married woman and all that, then they should just completely rebrand themselves, change the name, and move forward that way.
The
rather
name is
than
never going to change, Sabrina.
if it's just
Never going to
Miss
change
Universe
because Miss
forever, why
Universe
Miss?
is a brand.
Yeah, so if you keep the brand and then you introduce new things, like how does it like sync in that sense? And how does a pageant like Mrs. World, for instance, you know who's Mrs. World? I don't think I even know. Right? So
Right.
if you have a pageant like for married women, it's just like a token, like just for that moment, someone say, oh, so and so is Mrs. But nobody really watches it, follows it, fights about it, and like discusses so intensely.
But the reality
online.
is that the brand
Right?
has diminished over the years. The
Yeah.
brand is not the same thing it was 30, 20,
Correct.
40 years ago. It's not the same. And it has to evolve. It has to change because it's not getting the traction that they want. So they have to do anything
again,
they can.
it boils down to being relevant and also profit. Just reading some of the comments from William Prendiz de Jurado on my chat box, the world's biggest Miss Universe fan. William, I just feel that Miss Universe organization is desperate to keep the pageant breathing, although I'm still a big
And I can see that. I can see that.
William,
opinion.
so yeah, okay. So William, don't put me on the blacklist. Now more than ever, I enjoy seeing my vintage photos and other memorabilia. Now, how can we reinstate Leona Gage, Miss USA 1957? Okay, this is very interesting.
Yes.
There is actually a historical precedent. Like, I think Julio Rodriguez Matute, Julio, if you're watching the show, beso, he is a pageant historian. He writes a lot of stuff about Miss World and stuff and everything. He said that Miss Universe actually allowed married women from 1952 to 1956. So
Correct.
the question is, why did that change? Why was that rule eventually eliminated?
Sexist
Possibly
view.
because a married woman could not handle the job of a Miss Universe instead of a single woman.
In the
No.
50s?
In the
Maybe.
50s.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the 50s, that was the norm. In the 50s, and look, this is a generalization. Society and values were different then. When you had a child, you were expected to stay at home and take care of your kid. That was your job in the 50s. We're in 2022
And
now.
guess what? Women in those days were much happier than today.
Rafa.
No, but I think back then was
Yeah,
just
that's the lie that they would say. The
But back
lie
in the
that they would
50s,
say.
it was just a swimsuit contest, right, for Catalina. I don't think it was like extensive, like they didn't need to travel and do all these other things. It was just basically a swimsuit contest.
Right.
So, but you kind of
But it
evolved from there
It
into
isn't like
something
that anymore
else.
either.
Right. By the way, somebody said there is already a Mrs. Universe. Did you know that? There is.
Guys, that term
It's
of
called-
Mrs. and Miss is so barbaric. Like
Yeah.
that was used back then. That was used back then to see what woman was a virgin or not a virgin.
Correct.
Like, what's the point if she's Miss or
Correct.
Mrs.? It's the same thing. Like,
No,
it doesn't
it's-
matter. It doesn't give you
I
more
think,
value.
no, Mrs.
Yeah.
Universe is for married women who happen to be beyond the age limit. I mean, of
Correct.
27.
Those titles were given to women by men to define a woman's status and value in society. That's what it is.
But nevertheless, women voluntarily join that type of pageant. So you can't tell them
That was the only choice they had.
because
Correct.
it's their-
That was
it's
the
their
only choice they had.
Correct.
William says, have you noticed that during the telecast of Miss Universe, they never mention any prizes? the winners don't ever get a winning trophy. Well,
You get anything.
a trophy is irrelevant these days. Even a scepter. Remember the olden days? They would crown the winner with a crown, a trophy, and a scepter, and a bouquet of flowers. Now all that's gone, except a crown.
Rafa, you are better off. You are better off winning Miss Philippines, Miss Colombia, Miss Thailand, Miss France. You are better off winning a national pageant than winning Miss Universe at this point, and that's the reality of things.
Yeah.
So that is why I could play devil's advocate and I can look at both sides, because I understand the nostalgia that people are holding on to, but it's not the reality of things that are going on currently. It's not that anymore. Like you'll probably see a lot of more changes, and we'll probably be here again in a few months talking about another change. And that's just what's going to happen. So you either like it or you move on to Miss Grand International.
Brian, maybe you can answer this question from Monica Brava. She says, I think you did a blog about LGBTQ. Can lesbians join Miss Universe? Brian.
They can, and we actually that is something where I am more on your side, because we have had Angela Ponce as a trans woman, we've had Jenna Telecova, we've had Rachel Slauson compete in Miss USA, we've had Cataluna Enriquez as the first trans in Miss USA. But what happened with all of them? It's a false pretense of inclusivity. It never really transfers into the final results. It's a false sense.
It's a bait. Simple as that. Big deal.
Chances are that we won't have a Miss Universe that has 6 kids, like you say, Rafa. It might not happen.
Mauricio Hernandez says, I don't think Miss Universe is going to celebrate its 100th anniversary. I don't think so.
No.
It will, as a reality show.
Why? Because we will all be celebrating Miss Grand International's 30th anniversary. William, okay, has Osmel Sosa commented on this? Yes, hasn't he, Hector? Osmel Sosa?
Yeah, he did it live.
He has.
Yes,
he did it live.
Yes.
What did he say? He's against it, right?
Yeah, he said that he's okay with the changes and blah, blah, blah. But, we need to wait. We need to wait, like Brian said, we need to wait to more info. We need to know what is going to be, really what is going to be, because right now, I had the opportunity to talk to some national directors and they just received the email, but they don't have another info. They don't have anything more than just these words, And for me, it's very funny that before Miss Universe, we had a pageant for married women, and this is the new pageant, Universal Woman.
Right.
Yeah, it's
yes.
They have the same the same rules, or I think that we need to wait. We need to wait, and we need to be open-minded to what is really happening in the world and around us, because
I think a lot of national directors are still trying to process these changes. I think they're still
national directors should be super happy, Rafa. They should be super happy. All the money that's
all the money.
Let me say something.
Market. Yeah.
Let me say something. Most of the girls in Puerto Rico that are interested in competing in Miss Universe Puerto Rico are the pregnant. Ones that are married or they have child.
Yeah.
If I show my WhatsApp to you, you can be crazy how much message I have from many friends that they have kids. They are married that they ask me, Hector, now I can compete or blah blah blah, but in Puerto Rico, the girls that are married and they have child, this is the most to want to compete in Miss Universe Puerto Rico.
And Hector, just think about all the women that have put aside their dreams of being Miss Universe because they had a child or because they got married.
Yes.
Just think about the opportunities, and also look at it's like an open book. Rafa, how many girls that you've wanted to see compete, but they were married or they had a baby, might have the opportunity to do it now.
2002.
Again, that's the reason why there's so many pageants that are catering to these type of women.
Yeah, but Miss Universe is Miss
So
Universe.
Miss Universe is going to be, yeah, well, Miss Universe is Miss Universe, but look at the brand. It's tarnished already, but it's stupid new changes and requirements and stuff. So eventually, all these pageants are trying to Miss Universe is trying to imitate the other pageants that have multiple age divisions, and eventually Miss Universe is going to be just like one of them. So
maybe Miss Universe doesn't want to be seen as segregationists.
Several pageants, and they're all the same.
Yeah, but Miss Universe doesn't want to be seen as segregationists, and there's nothing wrong with not being seen as someone who supports segregation.
Well,
But Peter, also, I'm on board with you, right?
New and separate events that are inclusive. Why did
Miss Universe has always been
new and
Miss Universe has always sold themselves as an inclusive pageant, so this doesn't come as a surprise to me.
I'm on board with what Peter says, but it also is hypocritical because, the age thing, the trans thing, like it's hypocritical. It's in the right direction, but it's still hypocritical, especially when we haven't even seen a girl that's a lesbian fully, all out. Make the top 15, or a girl that's been trans.
Like I said, when I came in here, it's all very tokenism and symbolism until we actually, see Miss Universe put their money where their mouth is. But, symbolism or not, I do believe that it's a step in the right direction.
And regardless, people will be watching.
Okay. Justin says, Miss USA contestants would rather keep their Porsche in luxury apartments. Ha ha. Yeah. The current Miss Universe does not have all these stuff, right? But Miss USA has. Monica, bravo, I love you. Monica, can Rafa join Miss Universe? Yes. If they add a new requirement, if they start allowing men who identify as women and extend the age limit to 80, I can join.
I don't know if you fulfill the beauty requirement.
Yeah. I'll just have a cosmetic surgery, as you know.
Oh, okay.
That can be fixed easily. No big deal. No big deal.
But I think
after some of the comments I've heard today, I don't think
I've always liked Minorca Mercado. I think it has for Minorca Mercado, right?
And you can promote your
Monica Brava. Maybe 10 years from now, I will join Miss Universe.
I don't know if you're the right one for the brand.
Hario says Crystle Stewart disagrees with this new role, and that is perfectly understandable. Okay, that's fine. And I think one of the comments earlier that the reason why Miss Universe separated from Miss Universe is because of that. Because Crystle is a traditionalist. She comes from a conservative background, and that's why maybe that's one of the reasons why she Miss USA split from Miss Universe. I can see now what is laughing with Miss Universe new rules. Yeah, me too. Aliens from Mars can join too, says Monica. I don't know if they will extend that to the galaxy, to the rest of the galaxy, like Miss Venus, Miss Mars, Miss Pluto,
Galaxy
Miss Uranus.
Yeah. Miss Galaxy already allows it. In fact,
there's already like pageants for married women, right? I think there's Mrs. Globe and then Mrs. World. I think I know of two. Do you know of more?
Well, Mrs. World has been in existence for like 40 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty reputable pageant. It attracts a lot of good married women and whatnot. So why can't they just join Mrs. pageants? And also, there's also the Ms. MS pageants for women whose status we don't know, divorced, married, single, whatever. They can join that. If they're above the age requirement. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities and stuff and everything. I'm reading a quote from a former Miss Bahamas, Deanna North. She says, "Forget all that. Why change? There are already pageants to accommodate these women, two to be exact, Mrs. Universe and Mrs. World, to allow for them to express themselves. They have a platform to showcase being a wife, a mother, and a successful businesswoman. This inclusiveness is taking this to an entirely different level that is not necessary. Allow single young women to have their moment, to be and enjoy life. The standards outline.
Because once you get married, it's over.
Exactly. And well, she can still, go with other pageants. Not all women want to be married with children. That's okay. Everything doesn't have to represent all women all of the time. There's nothing wrong with having separate pageants. It's not offensive. Join the pageant suited for you. That's what she says. I agree 100%. I love you, Deanna. I met her in the Bahamas years ago. So love her, love her, love her, love her. So yeah.
I mean, that comment makes it seem like we're canceling all the other Miss pageants. Correct. We're not. We're just joining, a group of women that couldn't compete into this one. I don't see the big deal. I really don't see the
me
big
neither.
Deal.
I am yet to hear a legit reason for us not to do this, for Miss Universe not to do this.
The thing that most convinces me from what I've heard from people say and what you guys say is what I said earlier, the hypocrisy of, the age limit and the height limit and everything. Yep. That's the only thing. That's it. That's the thing that most convinces me. Everything else just doesn't add up to me.
Yeah, and change is great. I mean, Rafa, if we didn't change, we'd still be awarding Miss Universe with fur coats.
Well, no, that has nothing to do with applicants or requirements for contestants. I mean, prizes can be changed all the time. Yeah. Inanimate objects can be changed all the time. We're talking about
but we're talking about a change of values as well. Back in the day, we found it absolutely acceptable for people to be wearing fur coats. And in fact, we actually looked at it as the prize. It's like, oh my goodness, I want a fur coat. It's we look at it through our lens now. We just think, oh my God, gross. Mm-hmm. What the hell were we thinking?
Yeah, that was terrible. And that's the reason why Bob Barker stopped hosting.
Right, exactly. So change isn't a bad thing.
Well, some are good, some are bad. Yeah.
We shall see in a few years what happens.
We shall see. So I think we all agree that it's going to be very interesting how this whole these new requirements will play out eventually. I mean, are they really serious, or is it just publicity stunt in Miss Universe Spark and whatnot? But you cannot deny the fact that these changes, these requirements, are so laden with politics. I'm sorry, but that's what I feel. It's just everything's political. MEO is trying to change everything. MEO is trying to radicalize the whole pageant.
You Americans need to stop politicizing everything, for goodness sake.
You kind of do, Rafa. I'm on board with Peter.
Not only in America. It might work, and I'm going to work.
No, but
China, that's for sure.
But Rafa, Amy, right? She has her own scandals.
She's what?
She has her own scandals.
She is a very well known in the Democrat Party in the United States. Inside of the party, she's very well known.
So,
but is it bad to want to include people?
No.
Is that
a
bad
her previous thing? Company? She had to step down, right?
Okay,
from Refinery 29.
Right.
I think she stepped down because there was a toxic work culture and there were bad treatment of employees of color. So she came from that and she stepped down as from Refinery 29 as a content creator, I think, a chief content creator. So it's not exactly that she made some great changes there. So it kind of like contradicts, right? Like you come from a place where you create, you didn't help much with the toxic work culture and equality.
Maybe they didn't allow her.
I don't know what's the background with that, but I just get there's something strange going on. Like it's not a continuity. There's no continuity, or we don't really know what she's capable of doing in the long run when it comes to women's rights and all that. I mean, anyone can come in and say, oh yeah, I'm pro women's rights. We should do this and that and this and that. But what? In the end, nothing. It's just like a company having we have this welfare system, welfare for employees and stuff like that. But when you go and apply, no.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You probably get shot down, right?
Oh, for sure. Totally.
Yeah, and then even ageism, in the workforce, even in Singapore, we have this issue now because of COVID and all people were losing their jobs and getting retrenched. So the government is having things like, workforce, getting more matured workers into the workforce and helping them and all. But companies are just refusing to hire. So you have this policies let's do this and that, but do people actually accept it? So even for Miss Universe, even if you have a married woman or like this and you want to promote that, fine. But our sponsor's going to say, okay, we want so-and-so to be modeling swimsuits or something like that.
Yeah, I think
Miss
in
Universe
America,
doesn't model swimsuits.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean, like that sense, like
She's on
sponsors,
YouTube,
things like that.
getting
Yeah,
1,000 views.
Correct.
yeah.
yes. Okay, I'd like to read some comments from the chat box. Naveed says, "Hi Naveed. What if national pageants don't set married women at all? LOL."
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, this
Good
is,
point.
you know, the national directors are really the gatekeepers to all of this anyway. So, you know, we're probably not going to get a married woman, a trans woman, or a mother come
Or
through
a man who
unless the
identifies as
national
woman.
or unless the national director lets them through onto international. So, you know, it's the national directors that are actually the gatekeepers,
Mhm.
you know, to change. So it's up to them to enact this change or not.
Yeah, it's just
Mario
like with the
says,
trans women. It was open for what, in 2017, but then it took it until 2000. What? Angela Ponce, 2000. What was that? 2012.
15,
2000.
I think, was it 15?
what? For what?
No.
2015, I think.
When
Transgender
did
women?
Angela Ponce compete?
No, she competed in 2018, Catriana's year.
Okay,
Oh,
so it
okay.
took years. It took years after Jenna
Well,
Telekova opened
6
that
years.
window
Yeah.
for them.
Mm,
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
correct.
true. Hario says, despite of this new rule, at the end of the day, they always crown a traditional winner who is single and under 30. William, a few years ago, one of the first winners told me they should bring back the Miss Universe Creed to put some meat into the pageant. Do you guys remember the Miss Universe Creed? I know. Sabrina, do you know
Oh
do
my
you remember
God.
the Miss Universe Creed?
I am old enough to remember the damn
We
creed.
women of the Miss Universe believe they have like they would read this creed at the beginning or
Yes, yes.
you know before after crowning the winner. We the young woman of the universe believe that people everywhere should be ambassadors of goodwill and mutual understanding and all that stuff. Yeah, that was neat. That was neat. But we don't have that kind of because people will make fun of you if you even memorize that creed and stuff. So yes, it's very interesting. So anyway, other comments, other opinions?
I think I do agree with Peter that ultimately it's the national directors who are the gatekeepers of this. So they can have the change, but whether countries in Asia or like traditional countries, maybe like South America, will they accept this? But I know, like, you know, so we haven't seen
somebody said I think Miss Colombia already accepts married women.
Yeah,
right?
Colombia accepted it, but we haven't seen like Venezuela and all these other countries.
Mm.
So we'll take a while.
Yeah,
And like
I
Hector
think so.
said,
It would
we
take
have
a
to
while.
wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Just have to wait
It
and
would
see.
definitely.
I'm sure we'll see smaller countries
Right, exactly.
adopt it first. The countries that don't really have like a lot of interest for pageants will probably adopt it first, and we'll probably see a winner from there be a mom
Great.
before anyone.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of single women who
Okay, yeah, that's a
single
good
women
point.
or traditionalists who seem to be threatened by married women and by mothers competing in Miss Universe. And I'm just gonna say this, maybe they should feel threatened because there's a lot of beautiful married mothers here in Australia that'll be coming for that crown. So
Cougar.
just get ready. We are going
Oh,
to have some
no.
really hot Australians competing against us. So yeah, absolutely. You should feel threatened.
Well, that's good to know. A challenge is always good. If you don't feel threatened by anybody, that means that you have a problem with embracing challenges. And we all need to grow in a certain way, and we need challenges in life because that's the only way. If you don't accept challenges, then we're basically dead. What's the point of living? So any other comments from our viewers? Otherwise, we're gonna wrap it up.
Just wait and let's see what is going to happen.
Let's get the full story first.
But Hector, I want to, I haven't heard how you actually really feel. I know you're very open to it. Since this discussion, now that you've heard what everybody has to say, what do you think?
Yes, because honestly, first when I received the email, I already have 2 beers in my body, And then I was in this very nice bar, and I was talking to the boss with the. And then when I received the email, it was a lot of people. And then it was like this. I have my phone, and this national director sent to me the screenshot, and I was like, what? And everybody around me was like, Hector, what happened? What happened? And then everybody was in silence. And then I say, let me read to see what is this. And then when I read everything, most of the people around me, most of the people were very happy. There were like, oh my God, that's good, but I was completely in shock. Then I was outside to go to the newspaper, because it needs to be fast. And then I called Rafa, and then I was more beers to my body. And then
I look at my iPhone. Why is Hector calling me this day at this time? Like, okay, whatever, sure, pick up the phone, just talk to him. Like, really? I was like so shocked.
But having this conversation opened to me, to understand and open my heart to this new world and this. We are in a new wave of life. We are in a new era. We are in a new change constantly. And sometimes I know that I'm very conservative. I accept that, but I tell to the people, open your heart, just read, just hear everything, and let's see what is going to be really happy in the next Miss Universe, because I'm sure this is not going to be only one national directors meeting. This is going to be a lot of meetings in this in the next Miss Universe pageant, whatever is going to be in October or November. I think that they're going to ask all the national directors to come to the pageant and discuss everything and then see what is going to be the reality of this.
Things will be clearer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, even to the people that are asking, like, so I've seen so many questions like, so when the winner wins and she has 6 kids, like Rafa says, like, are they going to be in New York, or who's going to take
she
care
has
of
on
them?
the stage, mind you. 6
Oh,
kids.
literally.
She gives birth
holding her train. I'm pretty sure the Miss Universe organization is gonna figure out those logistics of how they're gonna handle situations if it were to get to that point, or whenever it does get to that point. So we just have to wait. We just have to really just wait and see. I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out. They're adults.
It's their job. It's their job to figure it out.
I would like to think they thought about those logistics before they decided, okay, let's let pregnant women and married women compete.
Yeah, comment from Anishka Locker. Anishka from the Bahamas. Thank you for watching. Anishka says, I also think it's another funding mechanism to keep the Miss Universe machine running. Think about it, more money. Also, can we have a single lady and a married lady from the same country compete at the same time? Like, mother-daughter pageants and whatnot, which is very popular in America. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. But again, you have all this money coming in because of the new changes. That will probably help pay for the daycare center, help pay for milk. Oh, Mama Universe doesn't have to breastfeed her baby.
New sponsors,
because a pumping machine already available, right? So yeah, money.
God. You know how much money family YouTubers make?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
How much money did you make, Ryan, before your original show was canceled?
Thanks for reminding me.
I didn't mean to YouTube shame you, but
you totally went there.
All right. But I think all right. I think we've accomplished a lot just by having this conversation.
And honestly, I think in this scenario, maybe a winner have maybe 2 kids, maybe. The first Miss Universe with 2 kids and no husband.
Single mother.
Like Brian say, I know they're going to organize everything, the logistic, the nannies, everything, because they're not stupid people, Miss Universe organization, they have a lot of very, bright people, but I think they're going to handle everything in a good way. I have that feeling. Just here, Ryan and Peter. I agree with Sabrina in a lot of things, but I'm open to maybe I can apply to be a nanny in Miss Universe. And then,
you need to apply.
Rafa, on Sundays, I call you. We're going to the Chinese buffet in New York, and then we come back to the apartment.
They're not gonna call you a nanny. They're gonna call you a manny because you're a man.
Can't wait to see Hector holding the little kids' hands of Miss Universe.
Where's my nanny? I want my manny Hector.
No, for all you know, they probably will not even have to move to New York. They could just stay where their home country and, you know, SMN just go out to do the job and come home.
That's a point.
Just like a regular, I mean, like someone in an executive who has to travel.
That'll save some money.
Yeah. So they may not be based in, like, in New York so much.
Yeah.
I'll probably be gone too soon.
Hario says Miss Universe needs to hire Andre Sleigh.
Oh.
No.
What? The chief operating officer of the newly created Department of Mother Universe, or what? I don't know.
Rafa, be nice.
So yeah, so it's going to be very interesting. William says hello everybody. Enjoy this. Hello Hector. So we haven't seen William. Maybe I should invite William. William, would you like to invite you to my show and chat with us and talk about your mission?
Oh my goodness, yes.
You can share a lot of information.
Yeah. I have a memory with William, a very good memory.
We're talking about you tonight, William.
In a room hotel in Texas.
What?
Yes.
Anyway.
Hector, you gotta share now.
Yeah.
Hector, now you gotta share.
No.
You can't just open the can of worms and not say anything. Share.
No, that was my first time when I had the honor to meet William Prendiz de Jurado, you know.
It was your first time?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Don't ever start
Yes, my first time to meet him in 2004.
And
what happened? Spill the tea.
Well, I want to say something because I need to go. Please, this next Thursday is Miss Universe Puerto Rico.
yes.
Please, to
We're
everybody,
rooting for?
we need to have Ashley Carino as a winner for Miss Universe Puerto Rico. Please.
It will happen.
I think Ashley will win.
Of course.
Yeah, I think she will win. I think the winner has already been chosen. I think.
Yes, because if we want to go to the top 5 or we want to go far in Miss Universe in Puerto Rico, she is the one to win because this year is her and the other competitors, you know, and she is the one to have this crown right now. I hope so.
Also, we just have a Miss Angola, Miss Universe Angola today, Miss Honduras. So many girls joining Miss Universe today.
Great, that's wonderful. Now, we don't know the venue and the date, so that's still up in the air. Do you have any hints or ideas, suggestions where the pageant is going to be held?
It's official that it's no more in Dominican Republic because Magali don't find any economic support or whatever she needs to do the pageant, you know. And
well, nobody likes her.
No, say that, Rafa. Don't say that, Rafa.
Remember that ugly remember that ugly episode in 2010 where Magali
I remember
you and insulted you in front of your
she
friends.
harassed me.
I was there.
But
she was a horrible.
I need to forgive. You know, I need to forgive her. I just forgive her. You know.
I love it.
But she is a very creative
I have
woman,
to say,
you know?
She's an excellent national director.
Yes.
She was director of Miss Universe Puerto Rico. Yes.
I remember when I was working with her, when Cynthia Olavarria won, she had this big picture of Cynthia behind her desk. And a very, very, very big picture. And then every time she came to the office, she said, Hector, she's going to win. Hector, I'm going to change that. Hector, I'm going to change this. You know, she was every time like working in her mind to bring the best of the. Of course, some of the girls follow the instructions and others don't follow the instructions, and then you know. But she's.
Rafa, I actually have a surprise for Hector. I have a surprise for Hector. So actually, Magali's right here.
Pues sigue rezando porque lo vas a necesitar. Sigue rezando porque lo vas a necesitar.
I'm dead. I keep watching that video and I can't stop laughing.
But he was talking about me or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Not in that one.
No, but
Not in that one.
This right now she have a polemic with Clarissa Molina, one of the Miss Dominican Universe Republic, and I just got her telephone and I just sent a message to her, and she accept me on WhatsApp, but she don't send me any message to me.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
let's see. Let's see. Because I want to interview her, and blah blah blah. But she was, and she is a good national director. She's on the point every time.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Rafa, you've seen that she's always at Miss Universe, behind her girl, following up and down.
Yes.
Always very supportive.
From what I've seen,
Yeah.
one of the few national directors that's always doing that, always supporting their contestant.
I totally agree. Oh, earlier you mentioned the new Miss Angola. She's actually Suelia Antonia, who represented the Netherlands in Miss Supranational 2021. And she plays top 10. Stunning woman. Stunning, gorgeous woman. And I was surprised she didn't even make the top 5. So yes,
She wasn't my
Antonio
favorite, but
was Miss Supranational Netherlands 2021. So she is the new Miss Angola for Miss Universe. We have a great contestant from Angola. So watch out, people. Yeah. So it's going to be a very, very strong year, I believe, this year, because I think all these other countries are really stepping up to the plate. I mean, they're creating all these amazing, incredible beauties and stuff. So it saddens me to think that certain groups of countries still continue to hype their winners. And then I think that needs to stop, because, you really have to be very objective. Like, I consider myself a real pageant fan because I'm quite very objective. I don't favor one girl over the other. I mean, it's my job as a critic. I have to be neutral.
The only girl that you favored, Rafa, the only girl that you favored, Rafa, is Donald Jessica Trump. That's the only girl.
That's true. Melania Trump. Yeah.
So where do you think it'll be held this year, Miss Universe? You think it'll be back?
Hopefully here in Vegas.
I think in the U.S. I have a feeling.
Here in Vegas, please.
Maybe Las Vegas where Brian lives, or maybe I don't mind Miami again. So
no, but I think it's going to be in Las Vegas, and it's going to be before the Copa Mundial of soccer.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah, because the Copa Mundial is on Telemundo. It's on Telemundo.
They should make the announcement soon, because if I want to go to Miss Universe, I want to be able to, schedule my vacation time around that event.
Speaking of
I
vacation,
will not accept you not coming to Miss Universe this year.
Actually, hang on. Speaking of vacation,
if it's
I'm going to see all of you, right? We're going to do this live at Miss Grand in Indonesia for the 10-year anniversary. Sabrina, you're going to be there, right?
I haven't decided yet, because I've got
it's just your neighbor. Come on, let's go. We'll go and see it. We'll go and do a live.
Indonesia is not that
far. We'll do it in
before.
person.
Yes.
Like all you fellas, we're all going, right? We're all going to Indonesia. We're going to do something like this together in person.
Okay.
10-year anniversary.
It's in October, right? October 25th, I believe. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. What am I doing October 25th? Wait a minute, Miss Earth. When is Miss Earth?
Who cares?
Yes.
But you're sending, Australia is sending
Miss what?
Right?
Yeah.
Miss World, we don't care about Miss World. Only Miss Grand, Miss Grand, and Miss Universe. Basically, that's it.
Look, I'll be touching down on the 22nd of October. Hopefully, I'll see all of you there. We'll go and meet up. We'll have a few drinks. We'll go and eat up. We'll go vegetarian, vegan, whatever. Rafa, just show up, and we'll do this in person.
And do we get to meet Mr. Nawat himself?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. We need to hook up with Co.
Yes,
Co,
we do.
We do. Oh, no. She's not going to be there, right? Because she hates Nawat, right?
Look, we'll convince Co. I mean, it's just right next door.
No,
Brian, you're coming, right?
I don't know. I need a sugar daddy / sponsor for that.
Me too. I
Go
need it.
fund me for
Guys, I
Brian.
need to go. Okay, it was a
All right.
pleasure. It was an honor, and I love you
Bye,
guys.
Hector.
Have a good one. Okay.
Yeah,
I
Great
love
meeting
you,
you, Hector.
Thank you, Sabrina, and
Bye,
nice.
Hector. I'm glad we could change your opinion a little bit.
we have to wrap up too.
Thank you for your words, and thank you for your words, Peter. Okay.
Love you.
Because I know Rafa, I know my material. You know, I know him, but I love him a lot. He's like my father.
Oh,
Grandfather?
Memo to Rafa. Cross out Hector from your will.
Oh, God.
All right. On that note, I'd love to thank all my guests. Brian, thank you. Nice to see you again.
Thank you for
Peter,
having me.
darling, of course, you know, despite our differences,
Political differences.
you know, we still care about each other. We still love each other.
love each
and
other.
that's
Absolutely.
what real friendships are all about. You accept
Correct.
others, whatever their beliefs
Yes.
are, whatever the lifestyle is, as long as they don't deal with dogs, okay? Fine. You know, they're fine in my book. Sabrina, sweetheart,
Yes.
thank you so much for
Oh,
joining
thank you
our
for
chat.
inviting me.
And it was such a delight to eventually, you know, talk to you face to face, at least virtually, and hopefully we'll see each other someday in person.
Yes,
So
I hope
that'll be a
so.
blast. Yeah. And my dear Critical Beauty Salon readers, thank you for you were going to say something, Sabrina?
Yeah, I was just saying that it's because of pageants that I got to meet all of you guys and so many others online. So, yay for Miss Universe in that sense. It really has brought a lot of people together.
Exactly. And that's the way it should be. Pageants,
Yes.
there are things in life that unite people despite all the differences. Pageants is one of them, music, sports, etc. So yeah, thank God for pageants. Okay. So thank you again, Critical Beauty Salon readers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. I will upload this video soon, and so everybody gets to watch it and share. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you all.
Bye, guys. Bye, Sabrina. Bye, Peter. Bye, Rafa.
Bye, Brian. Bye, Sabrina. Bye, Rafa.
Bye.